Hello, Cancer. Welcome in. Welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a bonus psychic tarot reading for Cancers because you continue to have some of the highest viewership on these readings. So I'm going to continue to send you out more psychic readings. So appreciate you, Cancer. You're very welcome here in this space. All right, let's get to the reading. This is for Cancer's Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Cross watchers are always welcome. What's hidden from Cancer? Thank you. Outcome and advice. All right. All right. Let's turn these cards over, see what we're working with here. All right, you have scorpionic energy. All right, we have in the overall energy, we have the Magician reversed and the Ten of Wands in reverse. Ten of Wands in reverse, for me, is releasing burdens, stopping taking so much action, streamlining, letting go of what's exhausting, what doesn't work. Stop carrying so much of the burden, of the load. Magician reverse can either be someone else trying to block you, someone else trying to manifest with your energy, or you're blocking your own manifestations. So let's dig in. All right, why is the Ten of Wands in this reversed here? What does Cancer, whoever is here, what do they need? Thank you. Ace of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Wheel of Fortune reversed, Strength card, Page of Cups reversed. Okay. It looks like you are ready for a new opportunity, new energy. It looks like you keep recycling the past, what you've created in the past, co-created in the past that you do not prefer. Something that's too exhausting, draining, a burden. And it looks like you want a new opportunity. There's a need for you to reimagine yourself in your life. And getting back out there and taking action with that new attitude, that new perspective. There's something with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It feels like you've been in a season of lessons. And with the Strength card coming out, it looks like you've leveled up. You've got this inner strength. And whatever you're looking at might be devil energy, toxic, the toxic system that you're coming out of. But there's something with the Page of Cups in reverse. Unhealed emotions, not being willing to feel the emotions of the experience, or someone feels like you're coming out of a toxic system where you didn't have a lot of control, where you were burdened, and it feels like there's emotionally immature people in that toxic system. Tell me about the Page of Cups in reverse. Ooh, Hermit reversed. There's something here, like a belief. I'd rather be with someone than not be with anyone at all. At least I have someone. There's something about not wanting to be alone that's kept you continuing to co-create with someone incredibly immature. Tell me about the Magician. Why is the Magician reversed? in the overall energy? What does Cancer need to know about the Magician reversed? Queen of Pentacles. If someone in the past had been manipulating in your energy, with your energy, the best way to disappointment them is to turn your back. Focus on yourself. Queen of Pentacles, for me, Queen cards are internal thoughts, internal actions within. Masculine's outward. People can see it. They're taking action. So this feels like a new understanding about you and your life, what you prefer. She's got this hawk on her antlers, crown chakra area, right? Training your focus. She's turning away from the past, not giving it the attention, the focus, training on what she prefers. She's turning her back on whatever she did not prefer and focusing on what she does prefer. The Queen of Pentacles is also very resourceful. To recognize how resourceful you are and multiply that by focusing on what you do prefer. That's the best way to let go, to not allow someone to manifest with your energies. You just pull your energy back. You don't talk to them. You don't connect with them. Gray rocking, turning your back, and focus on someone else, something else. Even when I see like curses, like voodoo dolls, the reason why they left the doll for the person that they cursed to be seen is that you have to agree to the curse. You have to, otherwise it doesn't work. And so by putting a doll, voodoo doll, you're inviting a co-creation, and the fear and the worry co-creates that. So the best way to not co-create with someone who doesn't have your best interests is to not engage with them, to not give them your attention, to not focus on them, to pull your energy away and focus on what you do prefer. There's something also about focusing on the future, what you do want to create. Have you learned from this past situation? It looks like you have. Like you've got this strength and you're looking for a new opportunity. What does Cancer, what's the new opportunity? Something where you don't have to be so guarded. Okay. Also, I'm getting that the new opportunities come in once you get to a point where you don't feel defensive, where you're not hyper vigilant and perceiving that everyone's out to get you. And it's a process. If you're coming out of an environment where you were having to protect yourself, then it takes some time to heal that and to shift and let go of that guardedness. When I noticed I was very defensive, doing a lot of healing, but there was still this kind of seeing everyone as a potential threat. And a lot of times by that perceiving others as a potential threat and keeping that lens of guardedness and they could hurt me, then I would create a scenario where they would become what I'm worried about. So there's something here about allowing the past wobble in your energy to remove and create what you prefer going forward. There's also something here about letting your light shine being yourself. What's the new opportunity, new potential? Boy, when you start loving yourself, new energies come in. When you can let your guard down. When you've reimagined yourself in your life. When you've done the healing. When you love yourself enough to set healthy boundaries. When you love yourself enough that you don't give from an empty cup. You're not chasing love, you are love. So why is the Two of Wands in the overall energy? What does Cancer need to know? Think. Magician. And if you recall, the Magician reverse is in the overall energy. So you turn that around. This card, Two of Wands, is what the Magician was clarifying. This is my card that this person has rushed, gone through life, gotten back home, and this person thinks, I've already experienced everything there is to experience. Nothing new can happen. I already know people. I already know me. I already know. This is full cup. You can't teach to a full cup. Nothing, you can't add any more to the cup before it overspills. So if you want to have a different experience of different life, then you have to be reimagined. This is also a lack of imagination. Just recreating. I've already had experiences and I'm just going to keep recreating from what I've experienced. There's a need to reimagine yourself and your life and then get back out there and take action. And it looks like when you go through that step, reimagining yourself in your life, then you can start manifesting what the new life from that new vantage point. But time has to have, not just time, but taking healing, shifting your perspective, pulling your energy from what you don't prefer and focusing on what you do prefer. Healing, letting go. So you can create what you want going forward. So what I'm perceiving here is someone who might have co-created with you something that you didn't prefer. And to disallow that is to disconnect from that vibration, that energy. Nobody can co-create with my energy without my permission. I create what I want. I am in control of my creations. I am an extension of source. I am a creator of my reality. And focusing on what you do want. All right, let's move on. We've got in what's hidden, we have the Death card reversed. I wish you could hear. My raven friend just landed on the roof above me. And there's gravel on the roof. It's a flat top roof. So I can hear him walking around. His name's Shivers. Such a sweetheart. Okay. In what's hidden, Death reversed. Something over. Someone doesn't want, something's not over. Something keeps repeating. Something won't die off. Why is something not ending? What is it that's keeps coming back? What is this? Two of Swords reversed, Empress reversed, Seven of Cups reversed. It looks like where there's been a fog of confusion, there's clarity that's coming in. It's a different perception. It looks like around a mother wound. Okay, you might have repeated the same patterns, magician reverse, repeating cycles because of some unhealed mother wound that had you, while you're in that wounded state, operating off the beliefs that you're not worthy, you're not valuable. Feels like neglect. For some of you, abuse. And so what I'm seeing here, this in what's hidden, there's a repetition. You kept, because of the beliefs from an unhealed mother wound, kept you choosing the same mother wound options and not choosing something different. And so it kept repeating over and over again. Same energies, different people. Same lessons, different people. So what's interesting about being a reader and doing these readings is sometimes a message will come in and I'll be, well, that's not for me because the person I perceive that's talking about doesn't have access to me, and so not my reading, right? But then the reading comes in, the energy came in, but just through a different person, a different source. So until you learn the lesson, until you finally let go of whatever that is, it keeps showing up. Because you don't get what you want in this reality, you get what you believe. And so your beliefs are very important. How you perceive your world, the lens that you have on and how you perceive your world is a lot. And so if you perceive you've got a story and you've got a lens and then that's your story. If you don't like the story, then there's a need to change the underlying beliefs to create a different story. And with everything coming out pretty much, I feel there's lots of options. A lot of options. How can Cancer heal this so they're not repeating cycles? How can Cancer best heal this mother wound? 9 of Cups, nines. 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles reverse. It looks like you were taught to center someone else's emotions, maybe a mother. To care more about their feelings, to not have your own independence, your own stability. Why is there's something here about keeping you dependent. There's also something here on your performing happy, making others happy. And needing stability from others. So what I'm getting is kind of a codependency here, where you fulfill others' emotions because you have access to all that water, nurturing, loving energy. And then, so providing happiness or trying to keep someone emotionally stable feels like what you might provide. And then dependent on someone else to provide the financial stability. There's some kind of codependency here, and a need to recognize so you can get out, so you can stop choosing that and choose something else. All right, Cancer, in the outcome and advice, we have the Star reversed. Hopelessness, despair, lack of authenticity. Ace of Swords, World card reversed. It looks like there's been a hopelessness in repeating cycles. World card reversed, not leaving a way of being, but just keep repeating cycles. Same with the Death card reversed. Similar message. And that's what's caused the hopelessness. Also, Star reversed. This is Aquarian energy. Feels like you have shown up in a conditioned way that others have shaped you, conditioned you to be codependent, to be burdened, to carry others' burdens, to not be independent, to not go after your uniqueness, and to repeat cycles. Another ace. So we've got 3 aces in this reading, Cancer. There's this new energy that's just wanting to come in to your reality. But the beliefs, the limiting beliefs that you still have might be blocking that new energy from being able to come in. There's new perspectives, new loving flow state. There's new tangible opportunities that feel like you're just ready for it, primed. If it looks like the old energy, just go the other direction. New energy might feel a little uncomfortable because it's new. You haven't experienced it. So there's a little trepidation, like, okay, this is new, but that's okay, nervous system. We don't want what we're comfortable with, old energy. We don't want to repeat a cycle. We might be familiar with it and know how to navigate that, and so that's why we keep re-choosing old energy. New energy can bring a lot of uncertainty because you're untested in that new space. And that's okay, right? Beginner's mindset, and it's okay to learn, and I'm figuring it out as I go, and it's okay. This is new to me. But this is what I want. New energy. I want a different cycle. I want new. And that does come sometimes with uncertainty. Just no longer abandoning yourself to be in relationship. There's some changes happening. 5s are coming out. And you're being able to see, it feels like you start getting into the flow of it, and you start seeing the belief systems that don't work and clearing those and creating belief systems that this is about manifesting. And some of what I'm talking about is demanifesting, deconstructing the beliefs that you created in the past that now you're recognizing are keeping you in repeating cycles. And so recognizing those beliefs and letting those beliefs go and creating beliefs that you prefer. And not trying to convince others of you, of your path, and not allowing others to sway you, like choosing for you. Wow. All right, Cancer. I hope that's helpful. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great rest of your day.